What's going on, people? Feet. Downforce, bro. Do you even stop? Or do you just fly away? Oh, we're moving. We're gonna move. I can feel it in my bones. Nope. We got somebody over here trying to do some crazy lane change. Yo, what you doing, lady? What the heck? I'm glad I wasn't a part of whatever they were trying to do at that intersection, huh? I'm glad I was just turning right. That mom was out there with her hands up, like, nah, stop. I'm gonna take this left. Let's get it moving. Don't do it for yourself, Mickey. Do it for Ireland. Do it for your country. You can make it. You can make it, Moticolo. I'm just gonna tell you a story about one time that something bad actually happened for me, directly disobeying my parents' orders. I was a kid living in Toccoa, Georgia at the time. I was in 3rd grade when we moved, and this probably happened maybe like a year before then. I might have been in like the 2nd grade. We had a basketball goal outside. A basketball goal outside. If things were done right, which I'm old enough to know this now, but if things were done right, it never would have been a problem to begin with. The basketball goal was put up incorrectly. If you can put one up incorrectly, I guess if it's up, it's up, you know. But technically they're supposed to be cemented, or a lot of them have sand, those containers at the bottom with sand to help support the base and help keep the basketball goal upright. But this was just a post with a goal on it. It was supported by a 2x4. I would go outside and play around whenever I wasn't chasing insects and getting stung by bees and falling down hills and stuff. I would be shooting basketball, or practicing at least. I would get bored of that rather quickly. You know, when you're a kid, you get kind of bored of everything. As soon as you start doing something, the type of scenario where you like to play with the box instead of the gift, I was most definitely one of them kids. I supported it with a 2x4. Probably not the best decision in the world, because I would love to stand on that 2x4 and climb on the basketball goal and do all kind of crazy stuff, like turn upside down and hang from the rim with my legs. And when I did get caught, I got a warning. I was told to never do it again. I would say it was the next day when I went out there, and I knew I wasn't supposed to, and if I did it, I was gonna get my ass beat. But just dangling from the rim just seemed so worth it at the time. Like the reward just outweighed the risk. Like I cared nothing more than to hang upside down from the rim. So I crawl up there, I get on the 2x4 like I've done many times before. I put one foot on it, and my feet are so small I can fit both my feet on it. I put one foot on it, pick up the other foot while holding on to the post and put that foot on it. Then I reach up to grab the rim and I slip. And when I slipped, my knee came straight down on the 2x4, made direct contact with it. This is so nasty. Probably not nasty to explain, but nasty to envision in my head. I remember exactly what it looked like. But it actually gouged out, I might be exaggerating, but I would say like at least an inch of my flesh right below my kneecap, like right below it. Just straight gouged it out, just gone. Like it was a big enough piece of my leg missing that me and my mother, after the fact, went back out there to see if we could find it, which we didn't end up finding it, but that's how big of a chunk of my leg was missing. What do kids do when they get hurt? They start crying. I immediately picked my leg up and started crying. And I think I actually cried more about the idea of me getting my ass beat when they found out. And I was like, I walked around the house a full 3 times, hopping. I say walked, but I actually hopped around the house because I was so scared to go inside, and I was just crying and crying and crying. My mom didn't know what to do. I was her first child. She had me when she was young. She didn't know what to do. I'm not saying that, you know, she took me to the hospital like you're supposed to, but just the whole beginning panicking part. She's sitting there dabbing it, and I mean, it's just steady pouring blood. Blood's just rushing down my knee. And I keep asking her, am I gonna die? Because I literally thought that I was gonna die. And she kept assuring me that I, in fact, was not gonna die. But I mean, I was pretty sure, like, are you seeing what I'm seeing, Mama? I'm dead. I might as well be dead now. We get to the hospital a little later on. I'm still just crying. And I don't remember all the details at the hospital. I know they took me back there pretty quickly to sew me up. And I was still asking, you know, am I gonna die? I asked the doctor that, I believe, probably like 2 or 3 times. And I think what actually creeped the doctor out was the fact that when they did go to stitch me up, and they numbed the hell out of it, but when they did actually go to stitch me up, I was fascinated by it, and I actually watched them stitch me up. And I guess, you know, being the little whiny kid I was before they numbed it, I guess she was just kind of fat, because she kept asking me, she's like, you're gonna watch me do this? Are you sure? You can look away if you want to. And Mom was telling me to look away. Nah, like, I wanted to see it. They stitch up people like they do pants. You know, that was pretty fascinating to me as a kid. MotoGP. Ooh, damn it. Whoops-a-daisies. That may have been the first time I've ever stalled my bike. I mean, not my bike, but it is my bike, but that might have been the first time I actually stalled the Harley. Yeah. Boy, he was getting it. I don't know what he was listening to much, but it must have been some good music. Is that a camera? Nice meeting you, Joe.